was hearing the person sound, help, 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 help. So I used my, it is a wooden slab that separated my apartment from the side. So I used my leg and several hits to break it open. And then the person came out. The person who came out was my boss wife.
Along the way, everything never broke.
Mo rí iná tó ń jó ní inú tíátà. Báwo ni iná ṣe dé inú tíátà? So mo sá rí madam tó ń sáré bọ̀ láti ẹ̀yìn.
Mo wá ní báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe wá dé inú tíátà.
Èmi ni mo tilẹ̀kùn tíátà kan ìrọ̀jọ́ yìí. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀? Kò pẹ́ la bá rí ìyàwó ọ̀gá. A rí wọn níta. Mọ́mì kí ló dé nígbà tí kì í ṣe inú tíátà ni ẹ̀ ń sùn.
This is a true but sad story of a housewife who was involved in extramarital affair with a traditional ruler in Osun State and who set herself ablaze when she attempted to burn down the theater and labor rooms of her husband's hospital in Osogbo, capital of Osun State, southwest Nigeria. On 26th of December 2022 at 12 a.m., Mercy Hospital, Ile Idande, Olorunda local government area of Osogbo, Osun State, Nigeria, was a day never to forget when a horrible, pathetic and heartbroken inferno engulfed the theater and labor rooms of the clinic. The inferno, which is believed to have been ignited by premium motor spirit, otherwise called petrol, contained in a yellow keg found around the affected area. Investigations revealed that the estranged wife of the hospital proprietor, Magret Reis, who was in the hospital before the fire incident, has been having a misunderstanding with her husband, Dr. Abdulfatai Onifade, which forced him to leave the hospital premises around 5 p.m. that particular day. What triggered altercations and arguments between the couple was a question Best Image crew is currently investigating. An eyewitness who lived in the same apartment with Dr. Onifade confirmed that there was an argument between Dr. Onifade and Magret Reis before the fire incident.
It's Magret. So she came around on December 24th, around to 10. She came with just handbag. And then when she entered house that day, Dr. Onifade was telling him that you cannot enter, you are cheating or something like that. But she started, so they started arguing. So that day she took bottles, even 2 bottles, and then along the way I also collected 1 bottle from her. We didn't sleep that day till 2 and 2. I left them, when I see that everything has already come small.
Mr. Mikael pointed out that Ms. Reis was earlier seen roaming the compound with a yellow keg around 9:30 p.m. before the inferno.
Mrs. Onifade, which is Magret, so she came to me inside my room that where is Dr. Onifade? So she met. I pretended like I slept. So I said I don't know where he was. So he said okay, later when I done I should come and meet him to give her money rather. But I saw she left.
Our interaction with Mr. Jamiu Sahoban, a student on internship in the hospital, revealed that the voice of a female confirmed to be that of Ms. Magret Reis was heard calling one of the doctors to rescue her inside the hospital theater room.
That day, midnight, me and my second partner sat outside the hospital. We saw Mrs. Onifade's wives. Patrol with the yellow cake. My partner even greeted her daddy, but she didn't respond. And we go inside to play with our patients. Around 12 o'clock, we just see fire in our theater. We saw fire in our theater. And we are trying to extinguish the fire. Dr. Emmanuel's room is beside our theater here. And the man rushed out with naked clothes. We are about to extinguish fire. All of our patients also were scared. And after that, when we are about to extinguish the fire, we hear some noise inside our theater. That the patient shouting, doctor, doctor, like 5 times. The voice of a lady. We can't recognize the person until Dr. Mike came in. Dr. Mike asked the person, who is that? The man don't mention her name. Until Dr. Mike came in, that we don't know that it's our doctor's wives, that is Sonifade, Magret. I personally, I was shocked, like, what are you doing here? And I go meet her, like, ma, what are you doing here? Because our place is not this area. She's living in another place there. And I asked her what are you doing, and she told me that she came here to know what caused the fire and where smoking is coming from. And I personally asked her, ma, why come here only? You are in the reception on duty. Why you come and call us? She don't reply me again. She just shouting, treat me. I didn't treat me because fire catch her hands, legs, and somehow her face like this. That was another issue.
Interview with some of the hospital staff and neighbors indicate that Dr. Nifade was last seen around 5 p.m. driving out of the hospital premises and did not return to the hospital.
On 25 December at night, I came from reception to go and sleep, but I saw Mrs. Sonifade with yellow cake, and I greeted her, and I went back upstairs to go and sleep. Past 1, I hear noise, everybody shouts, students, come down, fire. We rush downstairs to know what happened.
Dr. Onifade was not around, but Dr. Ima was around that day.
Ní tí mo mọ̀ sí náà ni pé lálẹ́ lóru John tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kó ọmọ mi gan ló gbúrò tó rápá òun lé mi wá ló bá ní à mọ́ èmi ó mọ̀ dàbí ẹni pé iná mọ̀ ń jó ní hospital ní iná kẹ̀ bí mo sáà ti sáré jáde nù tí mo wá so wíwá tí mo wá mo sáà ń gbọ́ tí ẹni ń pariwo Dr. Ima mi tẹ́ ní kí ló ṣe Dr. Ima kí ẹ̀hún pé kí ló ṣe Dr. Ima so bí wọ́n ní kí o sí nǹkan tó ṣe Dr. Ima àṣeyàwó ọ̀gá ló ń pariwo Dr. Ima. lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn a ti lọ sùn gbogbo wa nígbà tí kò sí iṣẹ́ mo kàn gbọ́ igbe gbogbo àwọn pẹ́sẹ́ǹtì ń pariwo àti àwa nọ́ọ̀sì kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ mo sáà fò jẹ mo ṣe fò jẹ mo bá bàtà wọ̀ ní tíátà ni wọ́n ti sọ kí ló fa nítorí lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn mo ní láti wọ ní tíátà mo lọ wo gáàsì gbogbo nǹkan àmọ́ paná èmi ni mo tilẹ̀kùn tíátà kan ìrọ̀jọ́ yìí kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ kò pẹ́ la bá rí ìyàwó ọ̀gá a rí wọn níta mọ́mì kí ló dé nígbà tí kì í ṣe ní tíátà ni ẹ̀ ń sùn kí ló dé wọ́n yà kò kàn yá wọn bí náà yẹ ṣe àwọn sáà ń fọ́ọ̀sì wípé káwọn rí lẹ́kùn sí kó wá ní iná ṣe gbìmọ̀ yín wọ́n ní kò lè yé wa àwọn sáà ń tíra ìbí lẹ́kùn ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ṣàyà gbogbo àwọn èèyàn lẹ́nu wípé òkè ní mọ́mì ń sùn bó wà ní àwa nọ́ọ̀sì gan-an tó jẹ́ wà cleaner kò sí nǹkan kan tó ṣe wá kó wá ló dé tí ìtọ́jú yín fi pọ̀ báyìí wọ́n sà ní kásà mú káfáwọn lábẹ́rẹ́ o ikú yáyẹ̀ sí lọ ikú yáyẹ̀ sí lọ kí ni ìtumọ̀ eléyìí mọ́nì àwọn èèyàn sáà mú gbogbo àwọn ará àdúgbò ọlọ́dẹ gan wọ́n bá wọn ní kán wá ẹyin òòrò pé kán bá wọn fọ́ sí i kókó lè tètè gbẹ pé bí ìtẹ́mi rí ní àárín ìyẹn nìyẹn àmọ́ kì í ṣe wípé wọ́n tan gáàsì nínú tíátà.
Ibo ni dókítà wà lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀?
Dókítà ti travel ní òsì láràndì.
On that day, around 2 a.m. in the midnight, I and a relative patient sat in the reception watching movie. So we heard a sound, but we were just perceiving where the sound is coming from, but we heard the sound like 3 times. So after the 3rd time, the relative patient needs to rush out to see what's going on. When he went out, he noticed there is a fire, so he called me to come outside. So I shouted everybody's name just to come out to save them.
Where was the doctor that the Dr. Nifade?
Dr. Nifade is not in the hospital.
Orí sísẹ̀lẹ̀ náà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níjọ́ yẹn ni pé èmi wà ní ọ́fíìsì bíbá yìí ẹni mo dúró sí àwọn yòókù mi wà ní reception so àdédé la kàn gbọ́ gbù so ìgbà tí màá fi déta mo ti bá gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ní ìta ibi tẹ́ gbogbo àti agbègbè àpàdé lẹ́nu ọ̀nà ni a ti bá àwọn èèyàn níta mo ṣàbọ̀ta mo rí àwọn èèyàn mo rí iná tó ń jó ní inú tíátà báwo ni iná ṣe dé inú tíátà so mo sáà rí madam tó ń sáré bọ̀ láti ẹ̀yìn tán ṣe èmi ni mò ń pe dókítà kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ madam kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé náà wọ yàrá tẹ̀sùn ní báwo ni náà ṣe dé ara yẹn sàn ṣe wá tọ́jú mi ẹ wá tọ́jú mi so àṣà àwọn gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ṣàn pa iná àwa náà paná létà aṣáà wá àtẹ́ǹdì sáwọn náà a treat wọn a lọ fi wọn sí òkè rúùmù ọ̀dọ̀ wọn a dẹ̀ fún wọn ní treatment. Nígbà tí iná yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo tá a padà paná yẹn tán a wọnú tíátà a dẹ̀ wo gbogbo wáyà a wo even though gáàsì wà ń bibẹ̀ iná ò débi gáàsì iná ò débi sìnínda oxygen tó wà ń bibẹ̀ gbogbo wáyà kò sí pé bóyá iná touch níbi kankan bọ̀ bó iná ṣe dé ó kàn yẹ everybody even gan àwọn patient ń béèrè pé báwo ni iná ṣe jẹ́ ṣé madam sun inú ibi tí iná ti jó kò yé mi náà o.
Ms. Khadijat Adeleke, Mrs. Adenike Ibikunle, Afsro Abdul Salam, and Muinat Atoyebi noted that they called the hospital proprietor to intimate him of the incident. Dr. Emmanuel lives in a room apartment close to the hospital Bond Theatre. He has this to say.
132. I was in my room. The complex where I stay. I don't know if you've gone to that area. Yes, so the building is a single building, divided into 2 compartments. So on one side is a theater and a storage room. On the other side is my apartment where I stay. So I was sleeping that night and I started smelling something that looks, to me, it smelled like gas. So I rushed to my kitchen to check because that was the first thing that came to my mind. I thought maybe my gas was leaking and things like that. I got to my kitchen, my gas was intact. So I went back into the room. So it was while I went back into the room that I had an explosive sound behind me. Smoke started coming in from the other side of the apartment into my own side of the apartment. I was scared because my thoughts was gas explosion, and I know how dangerous gas explosion could be. So I ran out of the building. It was when I came out and I discovered that people have been attracted to the building, and then I noticed on the other side of the apartment, I told you the apartment is divided into 2. My side where I stay and the other side of the theater. So I noticed that it was already in flames. So people were trying to gain entrance, gain access into that place to put up the fire and things like that. So as I was approaching them to join, I noticed they were having difficulties entering. That was when I saw through the window. Somebody was calling at me, doctor, doctor, doctor. My initial thought was, yeah, so because we do students here once in a while. We do students here once in a while. You can see some students outside. So I thought maybe one of the students went into the theater to read and there's a trap there, and that's fine. So I ran through my own exit because I find it difficult to enter through this. I ran through my own exit. As I approached, I was hearing the person sound, help, 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 help. So I used this is a wooden slab that separated my apartment from the outside. So I used my leg and several kicks to break it open. And then the person came out. The person who came out was my boss wife. So that was it. Then I came out to join them to continue extinguishing of the fire. I didn't join them. I didn't participate in that process for a long time before my attention was drawn to the fact that the person I just rescued has sustained injury. You know, the rush of that moment, I didn't even bother to process, to look. I just hit that place, open it, pull the person out, pull me back to the other side. So I draw my attention that the person that I just rescued has injury and is in pains. And I was a doctor on duty there, so I came back, stabilized her, and then we continued putting out the fire. By the time I finished stabilizing, I went back to make those putting out the fire. They've already completed the job. So we now started inspecting. The things left. Some things were not burnt, some were partially burnt. So we're taking them out. The gas oxygen tank there inside the theater. So we're taking them out. That was when we discovered that the tanks were, all the gas were intact. The tanks were, everything was intact. So we're porous. We started investigating the items there, some of the improperly burnt items. And upstairs, then the truth.
According to him, Dr. Onifade was not around and the case was reported to Dugbe Police Station, Ajegunle area, Osogbo, Osun State capital.
Spending petrol and things like that. So it became very clear to all of us that it was a case of accident. Because everything pointed in that direction. So by the break of that morning, we called the police. That occurred, like I said, early hours of 26, that's around 1:30 a.m. to a.m. I didn't look at it around that time. He left the evening of 25th. I saw him last that evening around 5.
The horrible, pathetic, and heartbroken story of the suspected arsonist, Miss Magret Reis, who was alleged to have attempted to destroy her husband's property before the intervention of neighbors, did not end there. Alhaji Alayande and Alhaja Bukola Alayande are among neighbors who expressed displeasure over the information they got from social media on the arson. The duo described the story published by Gist Lover, a popular social media blogger, as twisted and lacks proper investigation.
Because níjọ́ yẹn èmi wà ńbẹ̀ bàbá ọlọ́dẹ ló wá jí wa ní nǹkan bíi 2 o'clock pé Mercy hospital ń jóná èmi àtọkọ mi ṣe dìde ni a bá lọ sí ibẹ̀ a dẹ̀ débẹ̀ níjọ́ yẹn a rí tíátà room méjèèjì tó ti súnná.
Òrùjọ́ yẹn ni bàbá ọdẹ ló wá pè mí lélẹ̀ pé hospital onífàdé ń jóná. So èmi pẹ̀lú alájà mi ìyàwó mi la bá tari agbéra so àṣàrè bá síbẹ̀ bàtà máa dé bíbá yìí a rí pé inú ilé ti jó ní òótọ́ wọn kò sí Dr. Onífàdé nílé torí gbogbo bàtà a wà níbẹ̀ yẹn so kò sọ́kọ̀ wọn lè kò sáwà ní kò sí wọn nílé.
Narrating his side of the story, Dr. Abdulfatai Odefade explained that his estranged wife, Miss Reis, from all indications, set his medical center ablaze after she had doused it with petrol. According to Dr. Odefade, Miss Magret Reis was confronted and challenged for having an affair with a prominent traditional ruler in a very close community around his private higher institution of learning, an act which he described as morally debased and which did not sit well with her.
24th December, Magret Reis came in around 9:40 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. Although before then, there were some little issues between us. But when she came in that day, so the argument started that why they have to have extramarital affairs and brought to came and something and then argument. We started the argument. So in the process, she broke the bottle. She went to the kitchen to go and take one of the bottles of the soft drinks and broke it with the aim of stabbing me. But fortunately, my children were inside, the adult ones, so they stopped her from doing that. But there are sustained injuries. This part of the injury is still here. So it's still here. So this is part of the scar.
Dr. Onifade stressed that after 35 days that his estranged wife, Magret Reis, left home, she did not return until 24th of December 2022. He told our crew that Miss Reis came back in the evening of December 24th and started putting up strange behaviors.
When that happened, I know that this woman was up to something. Either warrant, anyone else can die. So I suspected her, I stopped the arguments, I didn't say anything anymore. So she said, if you go and sleep upstairs, I said no, I prefer to sleep downstairs. So I didn't sleep, of course, because I know that I couldn't even believe that she could ever attempt to stab me. So I did not sleep. So she slept off relatively, and after a while, thinking that probably I've slept too, the next thing she came to come and strangulate me. So which I said with force. So since then, I didn't do anything, I was just looking at her. So in the morning, I wanted to go out, she said no, she's not allowed to go out. So she's not allowed to take bath, she's not allowed to eat. But except when the staff came to call me for emergency issues or that situation that needed my attention. So around 5:30 p.m., so the chief security officer of the school came to come and see me and inquire about her. So he met me in the month and said, okay, Paddy, you go and talk to her so that all these violent action that she was doing that will stop. So he went inside. So when he went inside, I had the opportunity to get out of the place. So, and in the process, I took my car key. So left the compound for So I left compound around 5:30 p.m. 6 p.m. So I went to the toilet because from what I saw about her that day, like somebody who attempted to stab me, who attempted to strangulate me, so she can't do anything.
He became worried, and when he began to feel insecure due to a series of attempts by his wife to get rid of him, he had to leave his house to a secured place.
But on the following day, that on the 7th, I had 696,000 in my account. She went ahead to withdraw this money illegally in the hospital account illegally. She is not a secret to the hospital account. I'm doing a secret to the hospital account. She went to get this illegally. She divided money to two: 550,000 for the children upkeep and 145,000 for medical bills. All the medical bills in the teaching hospital I paid for. I paid everything. So now in Lagos that she went to, I did not know where she went to. I did not know why you can take the money. She withdrew the money 3:25 p.m. on the 27th of December. So that was highly about her.
He maintained that the suspected monarch, who is having extramarital affair with a strange wife, is behind the matter.
Meanwhile, the basis of the misunderstanding between me and her were: one, illegal withdrawal from accounts; number two, which is the most important thing, extramarital affairs with a king, where I started my school. And this king has been doing a lot of things that in order to just kill me, to terminate my life. So if you can be doing that to a king for that matter, is that in that neighboring place, then that means my life is not safe.
Dr. Onifade disclosed that petitions were written to his place of work, his professional association, and regulatory agencies by the suspect and her agents to get him indicted.
When that happened for January 14, I did not even say anything. People are just saying, I did not say anything. People are cursing me, threatening my life, they are going to kill me, all sort of thing. And I only say that someone that can correspond to us, say, if all what she wrote in Instagram were true, all the courses, everything I said, will be my portion. But if they are not true, back to the sender. One, I did not borrow money from her, 150 million that she came. Number two, I did not build any of my structures on any of our landed property. Then number three, there was that I'm having girlfriends. I did not have any girlfriends. I did not impregnate any lady. I did not have any woman in my house except her. Despite all her shortcomings, I still manage her and keep her in my house. On January 16, the next thing, they called me at my place of work that some people came to the day to come and submit a petition against me. And they submitted a copy to my HODs and to the CMD and to the Vice Chancellor of the University and the ASU and the rest are private. And send us off things that she's normal, she's my partner, we took it, and well, if what she said, thank God what she said are contradictory. Sometimes you say my wife, she's my wife, sometimes she's from we are saying that she's my partner. That means if you are finding out to know the truth about it. The number two, on the same day as I told you, I was not in the house. I could not even tell you how it happened. Those people who were there that said that this is what she did, I went to this place and there was things.
Ms. Magret Reis is a high-ranking officer at Polaris Bank, Ikotun area of Lagos. She attempted killing her estranged husband several times without success before she decided to set his medical and pathological theater and labor room ablaze on Sunday, 25th of December 2022. Who is the traditional ruler at the center of this scandal? The concubine behind the violence and attempted murder of Dr. Onifade, and the latest attempt to burn down his hospital, the lies against him, apart from schemings to acquire part of his properties, and ultimately ruin his business. This, among other remote causes of the said saga, will form the second episode of the Onifade wife story. Thanks for watching.